Very good morning, students. We are doing our poem Christabel Part 1. This is the 11th lecture of this poem, Part 1, which is there in our syllabus. Part 2 भी है poem का, लेकिन वो हमारे syllabus का हिस्सा नहीं है. तो इसके अंदर इस lecture में, lecture 11 में, we will be doing the lines from lines 247 से 266 तक. Now the scene which is at present in the poem, अभी जो scene है वो ये है कि क्रिस्टाबेल जो है वो एक शी इज़ अ वेरी वाइज यंग वुमेन. शी गोज़ टू द फॉरेस्ट एट नाइट टू प्रे for the well-being of her fiance, but there she meets a very strange lady named Geraldine, and she makes up to her a very good story, rather, that she was being kidnapped by some persons and she was thrown away in the forest, and they promised her that they'll be again coming to the forest to take her up, and they'll take her back with them. So Christabel takes pity on her, and then she brings that lady, her name is Geraldine, to her castle. And in the castle also she takes Lady Geraldine to her chamber, to her bedroom. But what happens in between is that when they were undertaking this journey from the forest to the castle of Christabel, and then towards her room, towards her bed chamber, Christabel, there were some signals that there were some signals which proved that Geraldine is an evil person, she is an evil spirit. But Christabel denies that signs, that signals, and she continues taking on the journey with Geraldine. And she finally brings Geraldine to her room, to her bedroom. Now what happens in the bedroom is that in Christabel's bedroom, Christabel's mother, who is dead now, she is present there, and she is acting as a guiding angel of Lady Christabel. But when Geraldine comes face to face with that spirit, with that protecting spirit of Christabel, she feels a bit scuffled. She feels a bit not in a proper position to fructify her motives. तो जैसे ही जेरेल्डाइन जो क्रिस्टाबेल के रूम में आती है, वहाँ वो उनकी मदर की जो स्पिरिट है उससे इनका सामना होता है. तो अब दैट वाज अ गाइडिंग स्पिरिट, प्रोटेक्टिंग एंजल है वो, और ये तो है, ये इविल स्पिरिट है. तो इन दोनों का क्या होता है, द्वंद्व होता है. लेकिन फाइनली क्या है, क्रिस्टाबेल जो है वो ये सारे सिग्नल्स को नहीं समझ पाती हैं, और वो जेरेल्डाइन को अपने पास उसकी जो स्टोरी सुनाई गई है, जेरेल्डाइन ने जो स्टोरी क्रिस्टाबेल को सुनाई है, वो उसके ऊपर ही पूरा फेथ रखती है कि हाँ, इसके साथ तो सही में ये दिक्कतें हुई, और मतलब इसका किडनैपिंग हुआ, एंड देन जो कुछ लोग थे उन्होंने इसको किडनैप करके और फॉरेस्ट में छोड़ गए, और फिर इसको धमका के गए कि भाई हम वापस आएंगे, तुमको लेके जाएंगे. तो इस बात के ऊपर क्रिस्टाबेल को 100% फेथ है, एंड शी इज़ नॉट रेडी टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट कि ये गलत भी बता सकती है. ठीक है, शी इज़ इविल स्पिरिट. कहने का मतलब क्रिस्टाबेल इज़ टोटली इन कंट्रोल ऑफ जेरेल्डाइन बाय नाउ. ठीक है, तो नाउ द सीन इज दिस. आफ्टर द सीन द पोएट सेज, quoth Christabel, so let it be. Now before this is what Geraldine tells Christabel that you please undress yourself, and I'll also undress myself, and that we'll be going to sleep because I have to pray. I'll pray for your well-being. ठीक है, तो then Christabel quoth Christabel, so let it be, and as the lady bade did she. Then what the Geraldine told her, told Christabel to undress herself. Then Christabel tells, so let it be, means okay, I'll do this thing, I'll undress myself. And as the lady bade did she. And as the lady bade means said, ordered. ठीक है, लेडी जेरेल्डाइन, जैसा कि जेरेल्डाइन ने क्रिस्टाबेल को ऑर्डर किया, डिड शी, क्रिस्टाबेल ने वैसा ही किया. मीन्स शी टोल्ड, जेरेल्डाइन टोल्ड हर टू अनड्रेस हरसेल्फ, सो क्रिस्टाबेल अनड्रेस्ड हरसेल्फ. हर जेंटल लिम्स did she undress and lay down in her loveliness. Means Christabel undressed herself and she then laid down in her bed and in her proper beauty. She was so beautiful, Christabel. But through her brain of weal and woe, so many thoughts moved to and fro. But Christabel followed what Geraldine told, but something was moving in her brain, something was moving in her head. Through her brain of weal and woe. Weal and woe means good and bad. Weal, good, woe means bad. Good and bad thoughts keep on coming in Christabel's head. So many thoughts moved to and fro, and so many thoughts, good thoughts also and even bad thoughts, moved from here to there in Christabel's head. All this sort of weird thoughts or some good thoughts started moving in her head. That vain in were her lids so to close, so halfway from the bed she rose. Now, all these thoughts which started moving in her head made it very useless. Vain means useless. Useless for her to sleep. She was not able to sleep. She laid down in her bed. Christabel undressed herself and she laid down in her bed to go to sleep. She finally wanted what? She wanted to sleep. But because of these thoughts, she was not able to sleep. So she got up from her bed. So halfway from the bed, she rose. Halfway means, so in the half of the time, she rose from the bed. And on her elbow did recline to look at the lady Geraldine. Now, Christabel woke from the bed, and as you can see in the image that she is reclining on her elbow. Reclining means in a lying position, taking the help of her elbow, putting all her body weight on her elbow, and she is reclining in this position. Christabel, in this image you can see that the person who is reclining on the bed, laying on the bed, is Christabel. Her head is on her elbow and she is laying in her bed and she is looking at Geraldine. Beneath the lamp the lady bowed and slowly rolled her eyes around. There was a lamp kept around the bed of the Christabel, and beneath the lamp the lady bowed. Christabel bowed towards that lamp and she rolled her eyes. Christabel moved her eyes from here to there. Then drawing in her breath aloud, like one that shuddered, she unbound. Now, drawing in her breath aloud means Christabel became so surprised, so bewildered, like one that shuddered. Shuddered means shivered, kapna. She unbound. Unbound means opened, loosened the cincture from beneath her breast, her silken robe and inner vest. The cincture means, cincture is belt. The belt which women used to tie below their bust area to cover up their or to properly tie up their robe, to tie up their clothes. So Geraldine opened that belt. Geraldine loosened that belt, and to loosen that belt which was beneath her bust area, to open up her her clothes. Robe means clothes. To open up her robe, her clothes which was made of silk, and her inner vest, she opened that also. And looking on this thing, looking on the image of Geraldine undressing herself, Christabel was bewildered. She was amused. Dropped to her feet and full in view, behold her bosom and half her side, a sight to dream of, not to tell. Oh, shield her, shield sweet Christabel. Now Geraldine was undressing herself and she dropped her dress to her feet. She totally undressed herself. Geraldine undressed herself totally and she dropped her dress to her feet, and she was in a undressed position, visible to Christabel, full in view. Means in a proper undressed position, she was visible to Christabel. A sight to dream of, not to tell. a sight, means Christabel was looking at Geraldine and she was undressing herself, and this sight, when this lady Geraldine undressed herself totally, this sight can be only dreamed of. A person can only dream of this thing. It cannot be witnessed in reality and it cannot be told in words. There are not enough words to express this thing. Poet tells this, that there are not enough words to express this situation, only it can be dreamed of. Oh, shield her, shield sweet Christabel. The poet here do not mentions that, though he has mentioned earlier that Geraldine was a very beautiful lady, was a very tall and very marvelous looking woman, but here he do not mention that Geraldine was looking so voluptuous, so beautiful, but the poet leaves it to the readers that you decide, that you decide, but this sight can be only dreamed of, can be only imagined, man can only imagine this thing, a person can imagine this thing only in their dream and not in the reality. Oh, shield her, shield sweet Christabel. Shield means protect. Now poet is becoming very much curious about the safety of Christabel, and that's something, maybe he is telling us that something bad is going to happen to her, or maybe this evil spirited Geraldine is going to put a spell on Christabel. So the poet says that protect her, oh protect her, protect, shield sweet Christabel. He is telling to God or praying to God to protect the soul of sweet Christabel, that she is so pure soul, she is a very innocent soul, and she cannot, she is not in the position to understand the evil spiritedness of this lady Geraldine. So the next part we will be doing in the next lecture.